check this out. It is, in my opinion, the best time of the week.
Yes.
The end of it. And I don't know about y'all, but I am ready to get the party started with some alcohol.
Come on, baby. That's
It may be Friday out there, but here at The Real, it's what, Real Fam? Friday! Bring the beat. Love it. Okay, so sadly, Tam can't be with us today, but joining us in the kitchen, we have a very lovely guest host. She's a respected White House correspondent, a political analyst for CNN, Washington bureau chief for American Urban Radio Networks, and I gotta take a breath for you, girl.
Okay.
The author of the book Under Fire, reporting from the front lines of the Trump White House. Everybody, please say what up to April Ryan.
April!
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here, especially for this segment.
Yeah, this is a good day to be here, shoot. April, what do you say we get this Friday turned up, ma'am?
Let's drink.
Sure.
Let's drink. Let's
Come on. Let's do it. Okay, ladies, this is a special one. Okay, let's see if you like this, Aid. We're sipping on a sunrise citrus sensation. How does it taste so far?
Delicious.
Really?
Yes.
She asked for a double backstage. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys right now, so she's gonna be happy in a moment.
Okay, it tastes like,
Sunshine in a bottle.
No, it tastes almost like a creamsicle.
Oh, yum. Okay, well, let me
Yeah.
tell you how to
Right?
make it. First of all, you're going to want to fill a glass with ice cubes just like this. Then you just add the following. Some tika tika rumba, some rum right here. Boom. Then you add some vodka. Then you add some almond-flavored liqueur.
So it's
Okay,
like
that's
three
the
liquors.
creamy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, the amaretto, but there's no cream in it.
But that's the creamy,
It makes
the
creamsicle taste.
Creamsicle taste that I'm
Got you.
getting.
But you can also make this a virgin too, right?
All right, you guys can let me make this a what?
Okay.
And then some water, just like this. Some orange juice.
Somebody in the audience said water.
I think it's soda juice, actually, because it says soda here. So, yeah,
Soda
but
water.
it's actually soda water. There we go. And then some pineapple
Pineapple juice.
You know
I
what that
taste it.
pineapple be doing to you ladies? Ha!
Pour
Pour it up, pour it
It does
up.
it for the men, too.
This
And
is
then
good.
you're going to stir it all together just like that. And then you top it off with a nice cherry.
Yeah.
See that?
What's the name of this drink?
It is a sunrise something. Cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
A sunrise citrus sensation.
Oh, nice.
You guys ready for some girl chat? All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's get right into it, girls. So one of the highlights of any wedding is when the bride and the groom first kiss, right?
Yes.
Do you guys agree? Okay. But when it comes to the big smooch, how sexy should it actually be? Well, one user on the website, Wedding Wire, recently asked, is it okay for a bride and groom to go Parisian and French kiss in front of their friends and family? And while some users preferred a sweet peck, others thought it was fine to full-on make out. So you had two extremes here. So ladies, I want to know, what do you think? Do you think it's okay for a bride and groom to swap spit after they swap wedding vows?
Yes.
Yes.
Not when you say it like that.
Yes.
The way I just said it sounds nasty.
No, but see,
You don't want to see
know.
the full-on tongue, though.
Oh, girl, yes, I do, because I'm a little bit. No, I'm a little bit nasty. I want to see what it looks like tonight.
But wait a minute. What about when you go to church? What about when you go to church? You want to see a little tongue. You're like, oh, that's sweet. You don't want to see a peck like they don't really love each other. You don't want to see all the tongue.
What? I mean,
There's a key to this.
What?
The key to this, you guys, like for my wedding, we definitely had tongue going on.
Right.
But the key is to not let the people see the tongue.
Oh, well,
So you do this. Come here, like. But they can't see. So
you use your hands.
I was holding Israel's face, so we were like,
No.
and so you couldn't see.
Yeah, but
it
then
was
what's the
happening,
fun
but
of
it
that for me? I want to watch.
Can you show me that again?
Go watch a porn. That's what a porn is for, not a
Can you
wedding.
show me that
I
again?
agree.
April would have been
Okay.
like, hold on a second.
Low key,
I'm reporting on this.
nasty or not, okay? Don't you guys? There's a little bit of our curiosity. When you go to a wedding, generally you're rooting for the two of them. You
Yeah.
want to
Right.
picture them being together forever. And let's be honest, sex means that you guys have a healthy chemistry together.
sure.
And energy means a healthy chemistry together. So don't you kind of want to see it go lock, like in?
Yeah, but I don't want it. I don't want it to look sloppy.
Right, not sloppy, but I think some people want tips. That's all it is.
They want tips?
They want tips. Yeah, all that. That you threw out the long tongue. I just can't get this. I don't want to see someone's tongue. No.
She doesn't want this. I'm just being honest.
You're right. There are nasty kicks.
Yeah,
Yes,
this
like
is
people do all this
unattractive
time
for a
and
wedding
something else.
photo.
Eh.
Like, that's not cute.
It's like,
This is true. Okay, so are you saying Yes.
Yes.
You're saying yes, go in, but mask it so the audience doesn't have to get grossed out.
Right.
Correct.
You're saying a peck?
No.
Oh,
I
okay.
want a little bit more than I want them to have tongue.
Open
but,
mouth kiss, but-
Yeah, but dainty,
And
dignified.
I'm saying have full-on sex right after. Just in front of everybody.
Yeah.
I want it to be passionate. I definitely don't want to see a peck, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I think that in that moment, it should be so between the two of them that we should see and read the chemistry of that couple.
That's true.
We should look at them and go, they've done this before. They've kissed before. They're comfortable with this.
They
This
like
is
each
so
other.
They like
Yes.
it. There's a
Yeah.
sense of chemistry and comfort there.
That's what I mean.
I have been to weddings where that does not exist.
Yeah, but how are we going to see that when you just covered it all up from us?
You didn't feel it?
I couldn't see
At
it.
my wedding, there was, you
You
could
guys
see
were
that it was
masking it.
happening. You just didn't see our tongue.
I felt it. I almost got up in there with a threesome. I was like, ooh.
There's tea
Wait.
being spilled at this table. I'm just
Hold
drinking.
on. But have you ever seen the ones that they're like this? They look nervous.
Yeah.
They look like, what's
Or,
going to happen?
saying
or when
something
people
about what
peck
they-
and it looks dry, it just looks like they need some chapstick. It's like a...
Yeah,
But
their
that's
lips
saying
are all
something.
wrinkled up.
That's saying something about the honeymoon and what's to
Yes,
come.
it is.
Yeah, it could.
Totally
Yeah,
is.
It could, or maybe they just shy.
No.
You know what I mean? So.
Lonnie, what would you do?
Oh, I told you I have full-on sex. If I ever get married, oh yeah, come to my wedding.
I'm just
Y'all gonna
saying,
have
there's
a
an
good time.
if in the air suddenly. I just heard a if I get married.
Anyway, speaking of things being wrong, according to
There was an
GQ
if.
magazine, men have been perplexed for decades trying to figure out one specific problem with women. When they ask if something's wrong and their woman says no, even though something is clearly wrong. So, to help the fellas out, here's a few reasons why your girl might say she's fine when she's not. For example, if a woman really tells you what's wrong, she might be told she's overreacting or that she just crazy.
That word.
She
Or
might
maybe
actually
she
be.
knows something's wrong, but she hasn't figured it out yet. Or maybe she just doesn't have the energy to deal with what's actually wrong at the moment. So, ladies, have you ever been guilty of telling a man nothing's wrong when there really is something wrong?
Of course.
We've all done it at some point.
Yes, I totally used to do this, and then I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
then you realize, like, men aren't mind readers, and it already is a huge job to figure out how women think because we're so complex. So give a man, a hand, like, give him some help by actually communicating what it is that's going through your mind and your heart, actually talking to him so he understands, giving him a chance.
Can I
Because
ask
we
you-
expect them to be mind readers, and it's not fair.
That's true.
Do you think that not everything needs to be discussed, though? Sometimes things are intended to be a little bit more what's that word? Introspective, where like sometimes you need to sit and be like, like this said, maybe I don't know what's wrong. My issue is don't say everything's okay and then act a damn fool. Don't be
Yes.
a total bitch
Yes.
the entire day
Yes.
and say everything's okay.
Yes.
Pick what you're gonna be. Either you're gonna say something's wrong and act irate, or you're gonna actually say everything's fine, then act fine.
Yes.
Act according to what you're saying.
Yes.
Because that's incredibly confusing. You can't do both. So my thing is, I get it. Sometimes we don't understand
Yeah.
necessarily wrong, or you're working through your emotions. I also think it's important for women to give themselves a I think self-awareness is really important. Look at yourself and recognize, okay, what is wrong? And I think a lot of the times women go off of feelings and not facts. And we need to do a better job at that. Sometimes you get in your emotions because you're going based off of feelings. Sometimes you actually have to look at the facts and act according to the facts. Everything can't always be your feelings, your feelings, your feelings.
What about you, April?
Yeah. Piggybacking off that for someone who doesn't have a man right now, but who has had, who's been married, I think we need to figure out what battles to fight. And sometimes we keep saying, oh, everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. He's going to get tired of that. And sometimes we have to figure out, is this worth going in and making us have to go back and build the bridge again after I've caused a chasm or the Grand Canyon and saying, oh, it's okay. Sometimes I just think we have to just, step up and say, look, this is the way I feel, and, hey, let's deal with it and move on. Because sometimes, sometimes when we sit there, I'm okay, and he's trying to figure out. Ultimately, we really want them to know what we're thinking and feeling, and figure it out. But I think that's setting them up for disaster and setting everyone up for a fall.
Well, sometimes I just like the attention.
Oh, tell it.
If he says,
Sometimes
what's
those
wrong?
feelings don't make sense.
Nothing. What's wrong? Nah.
Because you want them to dig a bit.
What does he do when you get the attention?
Because he's like, no, what's wrong? What's wrong with my poo-poo? And I'm like,
I'm sorry.
Poo-poo.
Somebody calls you poo-poo?
I'm like, what's wrong?
Wait,
is that a nickname for you?
I like the attention. I think it's cute. I mean, but if it's something major, yes, of course, I'm going to tell him.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you know, I'm just messing with him.
If I'm honest, Lonnie, you're actually more of what women are than not. I think a lot of women do sometimes just want attention.
We want attention.
And we have our little fits, and you have your little attitude or what's wrong with Drake be putting it in songs, making it sound cute.
Tell us to look cute.
But
tell us that, you know, you're going to do for us. What is it? I'll pay your rent, I'll buy your clothes, I'll buy your dinner too, or make your dinner too as soon as I can. Give us some attention.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then also
that's
as a grown
woman who
woman,
doesn't have a man.
Yes.
But it's real.
It's true. Another thing I remember kind of fueled up my fights back then when I was married that I learned not to do are absolutes. Sometimes women can use absolute words like, you always da-da-da-da, or you never da-da-da-da, or the worst, I don't respect you because, and sometimes when it gets so heated and you say that, then it's like, it goes to another level, you know? But, you know, in heat, I mean, come on, that's like up here. Then there's people who curse. You swear, you call your person names, then I think that's like low grade below the belt.
Now you're not saying, now you're not just actually saying out of your mouth, I don't respect you. You're showing that you don't respect the person, and that's just unacceptable.
At the end of the day, if you mess up at all, just wrap it up with a good sex session. You know, I think that's always going to make it up to a man, right? As long as you give him some loving later on. Yes.
Don't tell me you don't respect me and then try to have sex with me, though.
But you know what? Ultimately, love is an action word.
Yes.
Love is an action word on both sides.
That is so true.
Yes. Speaking of having issues with somebody, a recent study published in the journal Development and Learning in Organizations found that 70% of females admitted to being bullied by other women at work.
Wow.
And it's not just the workplace where women are bullying each other. In recent years, some of the highest profile bullying related incidents have involved teen girls. A girl's weight, sexual orientation, unfashionable clothing, or romantic interests could all make her the target of bullying by other females. Damn, this is that makes me so mad. So ladies, what do you think it is? Do you think that women really are worse bulliers than men?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Why is that? Heartbreaking to hear. We need to find hobbies.
It's an insecurity thing, I think, with a lot of, because it's always that gang mentality. I've never been a person that goes with the crowd. That's the one thing that, if you guys know me, you know I will go against the grain a lot of times. But I think that's because of my upbringing and my independence, and my mother made sure that I had my own thoughts. So I didn't care if somebody called me fat or ugly or whatever. I'm like, you know, skip you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
but let's be honest, if ever you were called any of those names, was it coming from the guys? Or was it coming from the girls?
When I think about it, guys never... The only time a guy would maybe insult me is if he wanted to be with me. And then, you know, because I rejected him, then he would be like, you fat anyway, you ugly, you know, that kind of stuff. But I'm saying, you know, especially in an adult environment, women do gang up with each other a lot. And you have to be a strong person when you're an individual to stand alone sometimes. And I just don't let it affect me.
And just say, I'm not going to be a part of that.
But you know, in a workplace, we are all people. And what we have outside of the workplace is what we bring in, our insecurities, our jealousies, our fears. And sometimes all of that ball is smeared on that person because you have control. And unfortunately, we've come so far as women for us to be pulled back by this kind of behavior. It's terrible. I mean, we should be pushing and promoting one another, pushing them up to the highest heights. And I mean, the world will come at us. We don't need to be tearing each other down. But I'm going to say this, a prime example of bullying, what I went through in the White House, but I'm not going to say nothing. Sarah Huckabee.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's so true.
But you know what? My mother used to always tell me, a great woman, she said, it's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
Exactly.
And we all need to remember that. That's right.
Great.
We all need to remember. And that's that independence. You have to stand when you know who you are.
Right.
You don't have to worry about what they say from that White House podium. Okay, thank you.
Oh.
That's almost all.